Welcome everybody to update number 73 of my Blu-ray collection. Obviously includes 4Ks, but just call it Blu-ray for the sake of convenience. And yeah, we don't have a massive amount of releases to look at today, but we do have several, um, quite high quality releases that have plenty of films within. So even though there's only 6 releases to look at today, we do have in total 10, 16, 17 films. So yeah, and that means obviously we have some box sets. So all of these are from Australia. 4 releases are from Umbrella Entertainment, and 2 are from Imprint Films. So yeah, obviously none of these are new in the grand scheme of things. Some of them are a couple of years old, but several of these were on sale, so that's why I got them. So yeah, we have a more single disc and single film release first from Imprint. It's number 343 in their collection, and it is The Juror. Pretty sure I've seen this before, but it has been quite some time. And this came out in 2024, so not a brand new release, and it doesn't have much in the way of extras. Only got a theatrical trailer, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, if you want me to review any of these films that we're looking at in this update, then give us a shout and I will do so. And yeah, and lastly from Imprint, we have a big old box set. I can't remember when this came out, but I think it might have been 2024, 25. But it is nonetheless the Cinema of Powell and Pressburger collection number 1. So I'm not overly familiar with Powell and Pressburger. I think I've seen at least 1 or 2 films, maybe either from them as a duo or as solo. But yeah, still 6 films in this release, which makes it a very chunky box set, as you can see. So yeah, very nicely done. Unlike the David Lean one though, because it is so big with 6 films, there aren't any booklets in this or hardback books or anything like that. But that's understandable because that would ultimately just make it a whole lot thicker, which it really doesn't need to be. So yeah, first in this box set we have from 1939 The Spy in Black, and then from 1941 we have 49th Parallel, which has Leslie Howard and Laurence Olivier in that. 2 good actors there. And then from 1943, we have A Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. Another good cast. You've got Deborah Kerr and Roddy Livesey, and you've also got a second disc in this one as well with special features on it. There's a film with which has extras on it, I believe, and then the special features disc as well, which is much the case for another film from a other box set from Imprint in the form of Summertime, which also has a bonus disc in addition to the film disc. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And again, got Laurence Olivier and Leslie Howard in. Oh no, they've misprinted that. There's been a bit of a boo boo with this. Yeah, they've reprinted the right extras and the plot synopsis and such on the back of the Life of Colonel Blimp, but as you can see, they've used the credits for 49th Parallel. So yeah, I mean they've got the length right and the year right, but for whatever reason they've just accidentally copied and pasted the credits for 49th Parallel for Colonel Blimp. That's a little bit of a whoopsie daisy, I guess you could say. So that's why I was confused about the credits at the front not being the same as the credits on the back. But nonetheless, 4th film in this is from 1944, and it is A Canterbury Tale. So again, a decent looking cast. No misprint on the back though this time, so there is that. And then the 5th film from 1946 is A Matter of Life and Death. So this and Colonel Blimp are the 2 that I've heard of before. From many seeing many other films and perusing the cast members filmography and such. So yeah, and with David Niven in it, this has definitely cropped up before in my search for more films from him. So yeah, that is that, and Life and Death of Colonel Blimp are the 2 that I'm looking forward to the most. And then last but not least, from 1947, Black Narcissus. So yeah, I've heard of this one before purely because it was Deborah Kerr. But you've also got the Sabu, David Ferrara in this as well. as well as Gene Simmons, not that one. Um, so yeah, that also looks like a fairly solid one as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing all of them. Bit of a shame that Life and Death of Colonel Blimp has that misprint on the reverse. Not sure if Imprint ever noticed that or not, and sent out replacements. But yeah, that is a little bit of a shame. Not often I see a mistake like that that is so obvious. To be honest, but that's how it goes sometimes. And then from Umbrella Entertainment, we have the limited edition version of The Resurrection of the Golden Wolf. Now, if that card does prop up, then that is going to be great to see. It's from 1979, so that's probably a Lamborghini Countach, just based on the what I know of Lamborghinis from that period. But yeah, get a bunch of extras with this. You get a booklet. I won't go too in depth because I most likely will just review this properly. Get several art cards. Obviously, the hard box that I've already shown you, and then we get a slip cover as well for the case itself, which will come out. It's a little bit snug in there, so yeah, quite snug. Is there anything inside? Yep, there's a poster as well, and obviously the disc. So yeah, I will probably review that properly, just because it's a really nice looking limited edition, and I've enjoyed many a limited edition single film releases from Umbrella Entertainment in the past. You know, we've had Eyes Without a Face, Triangle, and such. So yeah, looking forward to looking through that. And then last but not least, we have three box sets from Umbrella Entertainment. Now, I did an R between getting these three box sets or the full moon box sets. But I figured since I've already seen the full moon films, not been overly impressed with the ones that I have seen in those box sets. They're not all of the box sets don't have all of the films I think I've seen before. I think that each box set at least has one film in it that I've not seen before, outside of maybe the first one. But yeah, I've seen most of the films in those full moon box sets before, and yeah, not been overly impressed with them. I think the only one out of them that I've properly enjoyed is probably Doll Man and Puppet Master 3. So yeah, I decided instead to go for the Ozploitation Rarities box set. So this is the first one, Volume 1. And yeah, much like with the Resurrection of the Golden Wolf, this has a booklet, art cards, and two double-sided posters with posters for each of the films, as well as a poster with one side of the first poster having the new artwork that we have here. So again, I will probably go through these if you so wish. But regardless, I am looking forward to seeing them. So firstly, from 1980, 81, I think it is. It doesn't really say on the back of these, which is not helpful. But yeah, it is a final cut. And then we have, secondly, Lady Stay Dead. And lastly, Crosstalk. So yeah, all of those on the interesting side of things. And then we have Ozploitation Rarities Volume 2, which again, I like the artwork on the front of this. And inside we have, again, art cards, booklet, posters for each of the films. Although, like I said, they are double-sided, so you will have to choose between one side or the other. But firstly, we have Desolation Angels, Coda, also known as Coda Symphony of Evil, and then the 13th Floor. Not to be mixed up with the one from the late 90s. This is a older film, isn't it? 1988, I think it is. It's very small in terms of the copyright stuff on the back and such. So yeah, a bit hard to read, but yeah, it's definitely not the late 90s one. So I've already seen that, and that's a fairly decent film. And lastly, I think this one came out in 2025, so it's the newest of the lot, and it's Ozploitation Rarities Volume 3. So yeah, this actually has people that I've heard of before right off the bat. Not gone too in depth in terms of looking at the cast for the other 6 films, but right off the bat, I knew that I'd seen at least one person in these box set. It's just a little bit hard to get out, unfortunately. They are quite jammed in there. And yeah, but firstly we have Scobie Malone, which apparently is an attempt to make like a new Bond alternate series or anything like that. And then we have Goodbye Paradise, and lastly The Empty Beach, which has Brian Brown, who I believe was in the FX films. So yeah, looking forward to seeing all 9 of those. To be honest, I got the box set purely because I want to see more films from Australia that aren't, the obvious ones like Mad Max and the like. So yeah, purely got those box sets just for that, and they were all on sale, just like the Powell and Pressburger one and the Jura was as well. So yeah, that's the main reason of getting them. Obviously, one issue with getting all of these is room. Really am at the moment struggling for room. Box sets are obviously the big reason for that, because if you look at like the Powell and Pressburger one, it is really really thick. Now obviously it's no thicker than 6 films outside of the slight extra bit in terms of the hard box, but at the end of the day, they are taking up room. So I am still selling stuff, or at least trying to, but quite frankly, I need to sell a hell of a lot more to try and fit in any more room in this place right now. But that's not to say I'm going to stop buying. Really not. It's just going to have to come up with some more ingenious solutions for space and storage. So yeah, but nonetheless, that is on update number 73. Not a huge amount of releases, but yeah, still a really large amount of films. 17 in total here. So yeah, that is not bad whatsoever. So yeah, still looking forward to seeing all of them. If you would like me to do a review of any of these films, then yeah, please say so, because I'm more than happy to do so. I really do enjoy obviously talking about films on this channel, and yeah, there are several here that definitely look like they're well worth looking at in more depth than just showing them off on this video here. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.